It's 4:30. It's the 30th day of September 2022. It's about 72 degrees and sunny this afternoon, and it's time for one last video today about ONE D&D Round 2. We have a breakdown of everything that we've already talked about and everything we're going to talk about as we continue to go through playtest. So the first thing are the stat bonus are now a feat. They were always a feat. Arcane, Primal, and Divine now goes up to 9th level in spells. They've changed the Nat 20 rules and Natural 1 rules again back to the old ones, which means now, as of today, Dungeon Masters can now critically hit players again. And 20 is always a success, and 1 is always a failure. Now they've changed it from rolling Natural 20 gives you a free inspiration. Now it's rolling a Natural 1 gives you an inspiration, because apparently failure is more likely to inspire you than success, which other people have told me, yeah, they have received inspiration from DMs in their game. I'm going to say, since 2014, I've probably been in 20 plus 5e campaigns. Not once in the past, what is that, 8 years, have I ever seen any DM give out inspiration. I almost forgot about it. So now having a mechanic where if you roll a 1, I can give you an inspiration dice if I want to. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it actually happens. The Ranger, Rogue, and Bard are now the Expert class, though some people are already suggesting they change that to the Infiltrator class. The other classes are all part of different groups. Their groups right now seem to be Expert, Warrior, Magic, and Divine. There will be feats and magic items that have class groups as requirements, so only certain classes can take certain feats, and only certain classes can use certain magic items. The magic item one, that's not new. Okay, it's always been that way. You know, there are some magic items a warrior can use that a magic user can't. And there's some magic items that a thief can use that a cleric can't. It's been that way since day one. But hey, you know, of course, according to Crawford, D&D's only been around since 2014, so these are all new ideas. Each of the new classes will have expertise, thus they are experts, though there's already been some responses that they should change the name to infiltrators. They're now, Wizards of the Coast is now suggesting that they have PCs from each group of the party, so they're now differentiating again, which of course is going to get them a lot of complaints already. They're getting complaints because the whole thing was they want everybody to be the same. They want everybody to have the same powers. People are like, why can't my thief heal themselves? Which is why there's so many subclasses. Well, now, as of today, Wizards of the Coast is saying, no, your party needs a warrior, your party needs a healer, your party needs a wizard, and your party needs a rogue. Even though they spent the past couple years backpedaling on that because there have been so many complaints about how that didn't make people feel equal. So we know there's going to be some complaints about that and about inclusion and racism because Wizards of the Coast can't win. So expect there to be responses to that. There are suggested spells from level 1 to 20. So when each level in a spellcasting class, it gives you the suggested spells you should take at that level, as well as, saying, well, if you don't want to take, standing berry climb, you can take something else. But these are the suggested one. Every caster can now use rituals, and you don't need a specific ritual casting feature. I like that. The level 20 capstones have now been moved to level 18, and at level 20, you get an epic boon. We went through the epic boons when we went through the feats. Some of them felt truly epic. Other of them felt like, why would I bother taking this? And finally, we have some numbers. According to Wizards of the Coast, 40,000 people did the survey. Oh, this is a great big moment. 40,000 people. That's the population of a small city. Wow, that's a big moment for D&D. 40,000 people, as opposed to the hundreds of thousands of people who are, playing other games right now all over the world. Only 40,000 people in the United States took the survey, which some people are going to tell you is huge, but I'm going to tell you, yeah, no, that's not at all. Plus, a lot of the 40,000 are bots just going through the survey and clicking again and again and again and again, because you can do that. You can go through the survey and click again without actually filling it out. And another part of that 40,000 people are people taking the survey more than once. Oh, people can't take the survey more than once. Yes, you can. I took the playtest survey for Marvel at least 8 times when I was playtesting Marvel Multiverse, and I did the survey for 1 D&D 3 times because I wanted to get my ideas out there. And since they're not doing the playtest the way they used to do it, the only way you can do the playtest is going to the survey and filling it out. Sure, of course I'm going to take it more than once, because if I have an idea that I want them to look at, I'm going to take the whole fucking survey so I can enter it like, no, I think you should change that. And also bots. I mean, at least 20% of that is just bots taking the survey. So 40,000 people, that's the population of a small town. That's not a lot. That's only, the United States, as opposed to the hundreds of millions that are playing other games all over the world. We're going to get into that, the whole the OSR is in trouble thing eventually, because I promised we will. So I know the D&D flag bearers are like, yeah, this is great. But no, 40,000 people, that's nothing. That's actually a loss. I'm sure they would have liked a lot more people to take it. So yeah, there we go. There's the breakdown. Now, so far we've gone through the expert class. It says Rogue, Ranger, Bard. We've said what we liked. We said what we didn't like. We said what we thought we were changed. We said what we thought was fine. We went through all the feats in a 2-parter. Some of the feats perfectly fine. Some of the feats don't make any sense. Some of the feats are like, wow, that's really broken. So yeah. But then, of course, in closing, just remember, everything in this playtest doesn't matter. Crawford has said repeatedly they're going to change it again, and they're going to keep changing it, and they're going to keep changing it until they find the right fit, or they're just, or they're going to do, more likely, they're just going to ignore everything we say and put out whatever they want anyways. I really, if you watch, like I said before, if you watch the video, and we're going to go over the video, I think, at some point, not only is Crawford really creepy in the video, but he repeatedly says, since 2014. As far as Crawford is concerned, there was no Dungeons & Dragons before 2014. The 40-some-odd year history doesn't matter to him. Only the past 8 years does. So all this stuff that the edition wars are over, no, they're not over, because it's only acknowledging 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. 1 D&D is just an extension of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It is no homage to the previous editions. There's no mention of GYGAX anywhere in 1 D&D. There was no mention of GYGAX at the announcement. There was no mention of GYGAX at San Diego Comic Book Con. There's no mention of GYGAX in Crawford's latest, and there was no mention of GYGAX at Hasbro PulseCon. So yeah, they are not honoring GYGAX with 1 D&D. Also, again, expect everything to change, because Crawford's already said they're going to, so don't get attached to any of these mechanics. And Lord knows what we're going to see in 2024. Anyways, that's the breakdown, including some inside information regarding the alleged 40,000 people that took it. Yeah, that's it for today. I'm not going to talk about 1 D&D anymore. I'll be back probably tomorrow or Monday. It's the beginning of spook season and pumpkin spice season, so prepare for that. Till next time, you know what to do. In case you don't, get off my land.